making a run at it, aren't you? Rolling up a steak and going to Vegas.
Welcome to the #1 poker radio show in the world. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
1 full hour of poker news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises. Now let's bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Hey everybody. It's a pot-free show. No, I'm kidding. Oh my God. We're gonna have some fun with this show tonight.
It's an exciting day here at the Rio.
It has been
going on.
Yeah, a lot of poker going on. And Chad, I got a Twitter fight.
I saw. I kind of jumped in there to just throw in my 2 cents.
Yeah, it's been. I don't even know where to start on this because I've actually discussed this topic a lot on the show with people like Jason Wheeler and Ryan Aracazo and so many others.
I mean, people just like to smoke pot.
I understand that. I really do. I get it.
But you don't like it right next to you.
I don't like it right next to me in the Rio. And there's a lot of reasons. And there's reasons that the players that are out there smoking marijuana should be concerned about that if it's going on, which it is. God.
I mean,
come on, guys. You know, it's not like I just fell off the turnip truck, you know? Holy cow.
It's an interesting thing because, you know, that's what's going on. It's eventually going to be legal here in Vegas and in Nevada. You know, there's already been dispensaries getting approved and legislation being passed and what have you. Of course, it won't be illegal to smoke indoors, kind of like cigarettes are.
Right.
You know, I seen a guy just yesterday smoking a cigarette right outside the Brasilia room. Security shut him down pretty quick, but he was just doing it blatantly right in the open hallway. Whether or not he knew it was against the rules or not, I'm not sure. But you know, it's easy to tell because you smell it. You know, you're not hiding anything.
I can tell when there's residual on a shirt and when it's being smoked about 65 feet away from me. Trust me on that, guys. You got to trust me on this.
Can you imagine if the dogs walking around the World Series of Poker this year were drug dogs?
Yes, if they were drug dogs.
This place would be going nuts. Those dogs would be working overtime.
They would be. And a lot of people would get thrown out of the joint. So, I got a million of these. I got a million of them. You know, I wasn't going to lead off with this whole thing, but I guess since we're into it, shall we get into this topic a little? Shall we start where this discussion was going, and then explain where I stand on this?
Well, I mean, it sounds like it would be a big discussion, and to be honest, I'm due at a book signing.
Yeah, I know.
So if we're going to do it, we got to do it quick.
Okay, we got to do it quick. So here's the thing, all right? And yes, I know those are bomb dogs. I suggested drug dogs going around, especially for this corner area, because here's been the situation, and this has been, look, I know. I think Ronnie Bardo on Twitter said, "Did you know that 70% of the people you found on the show smoke pot?" Yeah, I've been to parties with most of you guys too. All right, I know everybody. A lot of people in poker smoke marijuana. Been around it, and I've been around it since I was a teenager, so it's I'm used to it. I choose not to do it, but that doesn't mean that I sit there and tell everybody and stand on a soapbox, "Oh, don't smoke pot." But there's a problem. This year has been by far the worst I've seen in terms of, and this isn't just busting on people for that, but just in terms of the way people have been conducting themselves in the hallway. I've had stuff stolen out of my booth for the first time in 4 years. For the first time in 4 years, I've been smelling marijuana inside the building, and it's been really bad outside too. I mean, it's just been a weird year in terms of the crowd that's been here.
I think a lot has to do with your location this year too. You know, you're down the side hall in front of the Brasilia, and kind of the side entrance to the Brasilia, where the restrooms are. And these restrooms, even the female ones, were converted, for male use during the break. So these are kind of like the secret bathrooms, if you will. They tend to be the less busy of all of them. And if you look around, there's not really any security presence over there like there is in the main hallway. So I just think that that's probably where people who want a chance at go.
I know where everybody smokes out here.
Right.
They're going to the cars, they're going over there, outside, back past All-American Dave's and out that way. I mean, I know where the smoking regions are on the parking lots. For some reason, some people, and I don't know if it's one or two or what, but because there's no security presence, I guess a couple people, whether they're newbies, which there are a lot of new people come to the World Series here, or something's going on down there. I know that, like I said, I know the difference between when somebody's just, it's coming in from the outside or something wafting from those doors, and when it's coming from the hallway. And I've had people that are guests in the booth that have said the same thing, including the lovely Amber, who has been passing out cards for Poker Academy today, said the same thing. So guys, you're gonna have to trust me on this one. Something's going on. This is not good for the World Series, and it's not good for the players, and it's not good for the ones that do marijuana. You don't know who's walking around in these hallways. Let's just say that somebody who's going to put some money into the World Series or is maybe looking to invest in poker or poker players is in the hallway. What kind of impression does that leave? It's not good. You can't have that stuff going on inside. And somebody called me Hoke online. That was cute. Okay, I'll give him that. That was pretty funny, at least that part of the tweet. The other one about Virgin and whatever, whatever. It's all good. But that kind of stuff can't go on in your number one venue. It just can't happen.
I mean, certainly the WSOP should, be paying attention to it. They should have, a lot of things going on during the breaks. They should have everything stocked in the restrooms. They should have more orderly lines. They should have security presence, But, I think, the players also kind of have to be respectful. I'm not judging if that's what they want to do. They should do it, but they should just do it not in a public area.
Exactly.
Not in the bathrooms of the World Series of Poker. And, imagine if it does become a big enough problem and people become too brazen next year, maybe there will be drug dogs walking these halls, and think of how terrible that would be.
See, there you go.
So,
I mean, a lot of these people, a lot of players that I know, they are my friends, and I know that they smoke pot. I don't sit there and judge them for that. But if starts going on here, well, if some people are starting to be brazen enough to do it here, well, then they're going to start doing it in the main hallway. And then all of a sudden, all you guys out there that are doing marijuana and, like I said, not passing judgment on you, there's going to be a crackdown because eventually they're going to say enough's enough.
And I guess it's a precarious situation for the WSOP because, some of your viewers said that a lot of poker players do it. And, if you start cracking down on that, it's going to deter a lot of poker players from playing or what have you. And, so I guess it's a fine line to toe.
And that bathroom is not the line to cross. That
No,
is a
it
bad
shouldn't be.
idea. It's a terrible idea.
Right. It's just common courtesy. It's like using the bathroom. Wash your hands, clean up after yourself, make sure you aim for the right spot in the urinal or toilet. And, don't smoke in the bathroom. Some people don't like it. Some people are against it. Just go to your hotel room, go out to your car, go out to the parking lot or what have you. There's just better places.
And that's for anything.
Partake.
And that's just, Daryl Fish and I were kind of going back and forth about that. He said, well, how do you feel about cigarette smoke? I hate cigarette smoke, too. I don't smoke.
Yeah, I personally...
and we got rid of smoking in poker for a reason.
Right.
Because and when that happened, it opened up the game because people just couldn't stand it. And I'm going to and when you have a lot of new people coming down here, especially for a tournament like is going on this weekend for the Monster Stack, man, if they're going in the bathrooms and they're smelling pot and that's not their thing, they're going to be like, what's going on? And it can be a deterrent. I know a lot of people don't mind it, but there are people out there that do. And, that's got to go both ways. It really does.
Well, hey, I hate to jump out of the conversation, but as I mentioned, I've got to go do a little book signing. Jonathan Little is launching his new book today.
Oh, there you go.
And I happen to contribute a chapter to it, so I want to go see my
you are a lucky dog.
Hard work in print. So
You're a lucky dog, my friend.
I would definitely love to join you, though, here in the future. We haven't gotten the chance to talk too much this summer.
I know. I miss you.
It's, I've been a busy man working Poker News, selling my comic. It's kept me busy.
It's a World Series of Zombies, and you can, of course, get that over at the Blue Shark Optics booth.
Just $5.
Chad's taking up some space over there, so, guys, make sure you buy some comics from Chad. I picked up 4 of them myself, and, I will treasure them forever.
It warms my heart to hear you say that.
I know, but the book's great, too, so you guys will enjoy it. Check it out, and go have fun with your book signing, Chad. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Keep on listening.
All right, here we go. Chad Holloway, everybody, stopping by. Getting in on our pot discussion in here. And it's like I said, I think it's really, He's got to go smoke. That's hilarious. Like I said, it's not a matter of whether you're trying to get anybody in trouble or anything like that, but there has to be a line for and for people like me that don't like it, and I don't. I wish that my friends that are in the game didn't smoke pot. I really do. And Jason Wheeler and I have had fantastic discussions on the show about reasons why players do it, other than just for the recreational reasons, but because they feel like it helps them play better. It soothes their nerves, helps them stay calm and focused, and that's fine. And I get that. And I'm, like I said, I don't personally like it, and I don't necessarily buy that, but I understand it. So I mean, it's but you guys have to be careful with this stuff. Look, I mean, you can sit there and a couple of guys jumping on my case about it, but I don't want anybody going to jail, and I don't want to see the World Series get a reputation of being the place where it's a drug haven. We all know it's going on. And I'm not going to debate that anyway and say, oh, you guys, let's ban, get everybody out in the parking lot and blast them. But like I said, you can't. There's got to be a line that can't be crossed, and that line is puffing it up in the bathroom. You can't do it. You just can't do it. Rep Porter's out here, by the way. I don't know if Rep wants to get in on this discussion or not. He's got go play. You're all good. I'd keep you longer than 2 minutes. But some of the comments, and like I said, I'm respectful of everybody's comments about what's going on this topic. I think it's really interesting. I've got to go through my Twitter feed. Let's see, Randall Cohen saying, Jake, since 2004, I've had to tell numerous guys where to go outside as they were clueless. Some idiots get lazy, and that's what's happening right now. All right, I'm sorry. I mean, I know Zoe Kareem on Twitter, who a guy that I like, and I know he kind of gets a little outrageous on his Twitter account, and that's cool. But he said, you're clueless. It's flavored, the flavored vapes or the scented vape, excuse me, and. But I'm telling you guys, it's going on out here. Look, I've never seen it this bad, and I haven't seen it this bad in the parking lot either. I mean, it's literally everywhere. Daryl Fish and I were talking on Twitter, and I mentioned that the other day and last night that when I got in my van, the first thing that my wife said to me was, "You smell like pot," and all I was doing was sitting outside. Out of the driveway area, waiting to get picked up. That's not good for me. It's not good for when I get in my car with my daughter. I don't want to explain why Daddy smells like I smell. But when it's starting to get out of hand, to the point where we can't sit outside and not pick up the scent when we in our clothes, something's not going right there. You guys have got to be more careful with this, because I don't want anybody getting thrown in jail or thrown out of the World Series of Poker because they're smoking pot and doing it in an indiscreet manner.
What happens next year or the year after when it's legal here?
Then
what soapbox will you be on then?
Well, you still can't do it inside.
Well, no, but then you have no argument about outside if it's legal next year.
But that's fine. That's fine. If it's legal, but it's not. And I hate to tell you, but according to federal law, it's still illegal. It is what it is. And I hate that. I hate when people make those, oh, well, it's legal in a couple of states and it's going to be. Well, it's not legal right now, and you have to treat it that way. I thank my wife for hopping in there. You can't, you can't sit there and say, well, I want to smoke pot. I have a right to do it. Right now, no offense, but you don't. You have a couple of states where you have a legal right to do it. Okay? But right now, guys, it's not the time. And if you want to create a crackdown here at the Rio because of it, I mean, it's not smart. It's just not smart. I've watched my and I'm just going to go on a soapbox here for a second. I watched some of my friends and good friends turn their lives upside down and wreck them because of starting to smoke marijuana. It was very painful to see, including a very good friend of mine in high school. and I may get a little emotional about this, but I watched him smoking pot turn him into a person that it took him years to come back from, and it was very hard to see. I don't want any of my friends, and I love a lot of you guys out there. You know, they're smart, funny, enjoyable to be around. If I didn't love being around poker players, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. You know, I could be doing sports, I could be doing politics or anything else. You know, but I just don't want to see bad things happen to you guys. But you also have to be respectful out there, because I know, unfortunately, it seems like sometimes people on the other side of an issue like this aren't respectful of the other side that says, look, we don't want it. Okay? And so we don't want it. It just is what it is. But try to understand that part of when I tell the Rio, somebody smoking pot down here in the bathroom, is I'm looking out for the game as a whole. Guys, you don't know if some major sponsor's walking around the halls right now considering dumping millions of dollars into the World Series of Poker, or dumping it into different poker players and so on. And that reflects badly on everybody. It does. There is not a sponsor out there that is going to say, oh, gee, I want to be associated with something that's involved with drug use. Come on. You know, I'm just trying to get everybody to understand something here, that there's a little more on the line than you getting high. You know, that's just, there's a bigger picture. And if you think the people smoking pot in the hallways isn't happening, you're in the poker rooms. I'm sitting out here. I'm pretty smart guy. I know what's going on. No, so try to understand that's what's happening. Let me hit some of the tweets on here. Well, let's see. Mike Carlson says, "Look, you smoke one and chill out." I have other ways to chill out. I have other coping methods that I use other than marijuana. That's just my choice. Let's see. Sliding down here because we kind of talked about that one. Sorry, bear with me for a second. I love this one. Jacob Shartank says, I'd be more concerned with the lack of hand washing. Jesus Christ, that's probably a more immediate concern, to be honest with you. Honest to God, we just had two guys walk out without washing their hands. Pretty bad. Let me see. I'm running down here. Let's say Ronnie Barter, let's just worry about the muggers outside. I agree with that, too. You know, that was disturbing last year, and we had rooms getting robbed. You know, I trust me, I'm totally cool with that. You know, let's get the security outside. You know, and Ronnie also saying, Mark, you think they wanted to crunch down on weed smokers? They went on World Series of Poker. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I want them to crunch down on weed smokers that are doing it in a way that is creating a situation where everyone is exposed to it in public, inside the hallways, and you know, and if you're smoking it right outside at the cabs, man, you're asking for it. You know, you're asking for it. Go to your areas where everybody does it. Go to your cars, and God, don't put it out there like the way some of you guys are thinking it should be put out. I mean, if it gets legalized, then it is what it is, you know. And but you're still not going to be able to smoke it inside. Okay, but for right now, realize there's a bigger picture there. That, you know, there are a lot of industries and a lot of big bucks that could potentially come into poker as we are starting to get out of the Black Friday age, and we are reaching into a different period that sponsors are starting to take a look at this game again and look at you guys. And man, I don't want to see you lose opportunities because, you know, somebody's smoking pot in the bathroom. I mean, that's just dumb. You know, or they're walking out of the Rio and they're like, what the heck is going on out here? Well, you've got to be smart about this, and you got to look at a bigger picture. Let's see. Yeah, I know we had to, but yeah, there's some great discussions about it on the show or on Twitter, and I do appreciate it. I respect everybody's opinion on it. You know, except when you name call, then you're just a moron. But that's another thing. All right. Oh, but seriously, let's just, let your people know, or your little group of pot smokers know, stay the heck out of the bathroom down here because it's going to create a disaster. All right? There we go. Done with the pot smoking stuff. Thank you for being with us. I'm Mark Hoke, by the way. I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. We have another Twitter topic going on. And somebody got a shot in on this with me, too. I can't believe it. I wasn't even in the discussion. I tried to stay out of it. I wanted to get into the discussion. But I withdrew, and then someone pulled me in. So we're going to talk about Phil Hellmuth's speech down here at the World Series, which, well, it really only stirred up one or two people, but it got a little chat going. So we're going to talk about that too. And then, of course, we're also going to talk about what's going on here on the tables, which is the most important thing at the World Series. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. We're live from the World Series of Poker here at the Rio. And by the way, hall is smoke-free. We're all good. Thank you. Appreciate it. So stick around, everybody. We will be right back.
I'm here with two-time WSOP bracelet winner Rep Porter. Rep, you just launched a new poker training site, thepokeracademy.com. What's one tip you can give to players that will immediately improve their game?
One mistake I see a lot of newer tournament players make is they vary their bet size depending on their hand strength. Some players, when they have a big hand, bet big, and when they have a small hand, bet small. Other players bet smaller when they want you to call them and bet bigger when they want you to fold. These type of betting pattern tells are very easy to pick up on if you're sitting at the table with the same player for a long time. It's really important in tournament play to keep your bet sizing consistent so that your opponents aren't able to discern what kind of hand you have by the amount that you're betting.
That's a great tip for you from Rep Porter at thepokeracademy.com. It's a completely different kind of training site. Thepokeracademy.com offers a no-limit tournament course that gives you a comprehensive strategy from the beginning through all the stages of tournament play. Use the link, thepokeracademy.com/mark, to get a free 166-page course guide when you buy the course. That's thepokeracademy.com/mark.
There's nothing better than sitting down to play poker with good friends and cutting loose. And that's what you're going to find when you tune in to Poker Night in America. Poker Night in America is revolutionizing televised poker in a big way. With all the action you love and the hilarious fun you've been missing. Come take a seat at the table with all your favorite players, old and new, with Poker Night in America. Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network. And don't forget to visit the show online at PokerNight.com. So pull up a chair and join us Mondays on Poker Night in America.
Only a donkey would call my pre-flop bet with a deuce tray.
Hey, deuce tray is my lucky hand, and besides, they were suited. Man, I played that hand great.
That was a real share my pair hand.
Share My Pair, the best way to share your poker stories with friends, for free. Available from the iTunes App Store and Google Play. Download the app now.
PokerShop.com is your one-stop shop for all your poker and game room needs. PokerShop.com has you covered with an incredible variety of poker chips and supplies, top quality playing cards, plus gaming tables and room accessories, just like you'd find in your favorite casino. And if you're looking to spruce up your man cave, we offer a wide selection of decor options, from lighting to mirrors, and portable bars to bump stools, to make your game room the one all your friends and family will be talking about. So for everything you need to make your game night a great night, go to www.pokershop.com and receive 10% off your purchase with the code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You supply your friends, we supply everything else. Live it, love it. Pokershop.com.
Hi everyone, Mark here. If you're a poker player like me and looking for something different and exciting to play, you should give open-faced Chinese poker a shot. It has just the right mix of skill, luck, plus a huge dose of the fun factor we're all looking for. There's a reason open-faced Chinese poker has everyone from the recreational player to the top pros hooked on its thrills, action, and unique social interactions you won't find in Hold'em. An incredible game like this has got to be worth checking out. And it's easy to learn, especially by using the ABC Chinese Poker app. Download the ABC Chinese Poker app on iTunes today and find out what everyone's talking about. And if you have questions about the game, tweet at ABC Chinese Poker and they'll be glad to help you along. So join the open-faced Chinese poker community today with the ABC Chinese Poker app, and we'll see you at the tables.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Sorry, I just rolled a fatty. Look, you know, it's great when we have a good discussion. And I think it's terrific when we get to talk about things like this on the show. It's, you know, one of the best shows that we did in our archives, if you guys go back and give it a listen, was with Ryan Araquazo and Dr. Trisha Cardner talking about this stuff. You know, we had a good one with Jason Wheeler a long time ago too. That was a couple of years ago with Jason. But you know, there's an underside to the game, and we all know this. You know, everybody that's involved in this industry knows everything that's going on. Well, it's just a matter of how to deal with it and being smart about it. That's all. Well, speaking of being smart, oh, good Lord. Did we get another Twitter discussion here? And I don't know how I got pulled into this. It was only one person, but good Lord. So here we go. So today, Phil Hellmuth received his World Series of Poker bracelet number 14. And big congratulations to Phil, of course. You know, always enjoyed Phil, and you know, I think it's time that we start recognizing how great a player he is. You know, especially after I watched some guy come in the hall and say, "Oh, he's not very good." He's won 14 World Series of Poker bracelets. He's got 53 final tables, 10 runner-up finishes. It could have just as easily been 20 bracelets at this point for Phil Hellmuth. So Phil does his speech, and Phil thanks his sponsors during the speech. You know, I was listening to the speech. I could hear it from out here in the hallway. I really didn't think anything of it. Didn't think that was unusual. You know, many athletes and you know, especially NASCAR, are very good about thanking their and recognizing their sponsors. We do it here on the show all the time. You know, because that's what we do. We're a radio show. We, you know, many TV shows sponsors. There's sponsors in movies and so on. It's everywhere. Olivier Bousquet, the man who called me a bad word on Twitter, jumped in on Twitter and said, "I can't believe that Phil Hellmuth did that. That's a horrible thing to do." And Matt Glantz and Olivier went at it, and I and one person actually put up a picture of Olivier sporting a full tilt patch a while back, and this is just stunning to me. Now, I did get mentioned somehow, as you know, there were, like I said, we had 2 Twitter battles going on, and that was a person that I, you know, had some good interactions with on the show. on Twitter, and I'm trying to find the tweet. Bear with me for 1 second here if I can spot it. No, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't find it. Maybe it's maybe it got deleted. I don't know. But one of my Twitter followers said that I am just like Phil Hellmuth, that about recognizing my sponsors and everything else. I'm like, you bet your ass I do. Of course I recognize my sponsors. I don't have a show if I don't have sponsors. And part of what they do is they promote on my show. So my job, because they are advertisers, is for me to run ads and to promote them on the show. And the same thing is with Phil Hellmuth. Look, the guy, I mean, I just wonder if part of this is jealousy. I don't know what Olivier is trying. He's trying to portray this as some pure moment that he can't thank his sponsors on, that you're denigrating the bracelet speech and everything else. That's ridiculous. I mean, I'm calling that one out. It is a pitiful argument. Phil is being paid to promote products. That's part of how he makes money. And I know that a lot of you, and I'm sure Olivier, wishes that he had the sponsorship money coming in that Phil Hellmuth does. If you watch a NASCAR race, okay, and NASCAR, the fastest growing sporting company in the world, these guys are making money hand over fist. And it's because they logo up their cars. They put logos on their shirts and their teams, their jumpsuits, their helmets, everything else. Whenever they do an interview, and for those of you that are fairly new to NASCAR, this is nothing new. They've been doing that for years and years and years. And many athletes in other sports do it as well, that they thank the sponsors that have gotten them there, because without those sponsors paying the bills, they don't have the opportunities that they do. Phil is the master of marketing in this game. No one has been able to do what Phil Hellmuth has done in terms of sponsorships, in terms of bringing outside companies into poker. There is no question about it. And I will guarantee you that almost every poker player in this building right now, if someone came up to them and said, here's what we'd like to do. We're going to give you $100,000. We're going to ask you to wear a patch. When you do an interview, make sure you mention us. They don't put us on your website, whatever. Who is going to turn that down? I mean, really? Come on, Olivier. You got to be kidding me. Like I said, you were sporting the full tilt patch too. So don't sit there and anybody tell me that you're going to turn down a sponsorship and you're not going to do what you need to do to make some money around here, because the industry isn't like it used to be. No, we don't have 4,000 people out there getting, handing out PokerStars patches like it used to be, where everybody's, oh, look, you're on a final table of a $1,500 hold'em event. Oh, here's some patches. No, it's not that way anymore. So everybody's got to get what they can get. And you know what? If part of it is with Phil Hellmuth mentioning a sponsor during a bracelet ceremony, God bless him. Take the money. Come on. And I'm certainly going to take the money. Now, I will say this, there are sponsors that I will not put on this show. I just have beliefs that either A, I don't like the company, I don't like the people running the company. You'll note that I've never had legal card companies sponsoring on my show. Now, I have done an event at PokerStars of the PCA. But until things are settled, it puts me in a bad spot. But there are companies that I don't want to work with because I don't believe in what they stand for. Or I just think the guy that's running the company is a dick. But, that's just me. But that's how we pay the bills, guys. And what people out there that are taking that side and saying, well, he shouldn't thank his sponsors and he should be so commercial. Well, that's what it's all about. Look, if you can get a company to pay your bills, pay your entry fees, pay your travel, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. And me having advertisers on the show, well, I'm sorry that out of everybody in this industry, out of everyone in this industry, that I'm the one, and I can tell you, looking down the hallway here, I see a half rolled up banner for one company. They don't have anything there. They don't have any legit sponsors. I have, within a week of, I was notified a week before the World Series started that I was going to be here, that I could be here and I had a table. And I had a bunch of companies hop in and sponsor the show because, you know what? If they hadn't, I wouldn't be here right now because I have other things to do. I have a life. I have a family. I have a job. I have live reporting for the PPC Poker Tour. I have so much happening with myself right now. And to sit there and say, well, you shouldn't take sponsorship money. Are you kidding? Well, I'll tell you what. I won't take sponsorship money if someone's going to give me $250,000 to just do the show. Great. I have no problem with that. Knock yourselves out. Then I will not have a sponsor. But otherwise, shut up and let us make our money because that's what we got to do. So no offense, Olivier, but dead wrong on that one. Matt Glantz is, way right on this. It's stupid. So, Phil, congratulations. I'm glad you got a sponsor that is willing to take care of you and help pay your bills, my friend, and I'm sure that your family appreciates that too. All right, so there's that little tangent. Now, there's poker going on, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at what's been happening on the tables. We do have a couple of bracelet winners so far today, more to come, and a lot more action here with the Millionaire Maker packed house down here today. As opposed to yesterday, it was kind of, it's been pretty wild today. So we're going to take a look at what's going on in that tournament and many more right here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for being with us, everybody.
PokerShop.com is your one-stop shop for all your poker and game room needs. PokerShop.com has you covered with an incredible variety of poker chips and supplies, top quality playing cards, plus gaming tables and room accessories, just like you'd find in your favorite casino. And if you're looking to spruce up your man cave, we offer a wide selection of decor options, from lighting to mirrors, and portable bars to bub stools, to make your game room the one all your friends and family will be talking about. So for everything you need to make your game night a great night, go to www.pokershop.com and receive 10% off your purchase with the code HOKE. HOKE. You supply your friends. We supply everything else. Live it. Love it. PokerShop.com. There's nothing better than sitting down to play poker with good friends and cutting loose. And that's what you're going to find when you tune in to Poker Night in America. Poker Night in America is revolutionizing televised poker in a big way, with all the action you love and the hilarious fun you've been missing. Come take a seat at the table with all your favorite players, old and new, with Poker Night in America. Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network. And don't forget to visit the show online at PokerNight.com. So pull up a chair and join us Mondays on Poker Night in America. Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go? Heads up, everyone. It's time for the ABC Chinese Poker App Tip of the Day.
Try to make a good hand in all 3 rows. That's what makes the game both fun and challenging. Except for a big pair on top for Fantasyland, try to improve all the rows, not just maximize one while neglecting the others. For example, it's usually good to pass on a flush on the bottom if you can improve another row significantly instead. You have plenty of chances to catch the 5th diamond later.
Want to get in on the Chinese poker action with over 1 million games played every day? Download the ABC Chinese Poker app on your iPhone or iPad today. From Vegas to Miami and all over the world, it's the #1 Chinese poker app, ABC Chinese Poker.
Only a donkey would call my pre-flop bet with a deuce track.
Hey, deuce tray is my lucky hand, and besides, they were suited. Man, I played that hand great.
That was a real share my pair hand.
Share My Pair, the best way to share your poker stories with friends, for free. Available from the iTunes App Store and Google Play. Download the app now.
Nevada poker players, it's time to get in the game with the Nevada Poker League. Play for free to win cash at every location, plus you also can win poker cruises and even a $10,000 World Series of Poker main event seat. It's a great way to play poker at no risk, make new friends, and build up your poker bankroll. The Nevada Poker League is never closed and is running games 7 days a week at a location near you. So what are you waiting for? Visit the NevadaPokerLeague.com right now for all the info. Don't wait. Play poker for free and cash in today with your friends at the Nevada Poker League.
Most poker websites drop you into a sea of videos and it's choose your own adventure time. You learn a lot of great moves from pros, but they don't teach you how they fit into your game. Isn't there a better way to learn tournament poker? We think so, and that's exactly what you'll get at thepokeracademy.com. It's a completely different kind of training site. We teach you how all the tactics of tournament play fit together into a comprehensive strategy topped by a 2-time WSOP bracelet winner. Use the link thepokeracademy.com/mark to get a free 166-page course guide when you sign up. That's thepokeracademy.com/mark.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back live here at the World Series of Poker. Hanging out outside Brasilia. What a day. There's poker going on too, by the way. Just thought we'd mention that. Hey, real quick, the other part of a tweet that I saw, just going back to the marijuana issue, Mike Carlson on his tweet, MJCACE, cute thing on the chill out. No one's smoking in the bathrooms, hashtag that's vapor. Let me throw something out for you here. If you think that I don't know, and a lot of people don't know, that people are putting stuff in those vape pens. Come on. Let's get real here, huh? Don't be dumb. Don't act like, oh, it's just a vape pen. I actually do work in a poker room here in Las Vegas along with everything else that I do, and we had to ban vape pens in our room for that reason. So guys, come on. Look. I mean, someone don't make me out to be a patsy here. Okay, we're not stupid. We know what's going on, and you all know it too. All right, so spare me the vape pen crap. Okay, we know what's happening. All right, poker. Let's get to it. Lots of fun stuff going on. Our good buddy from Florida, Robert Campbell, in event number 24, comes up just short of winning a bracelet. Was in a great match against Arash Ghanian out of Henderson, and Arash wins that bracelet. In event number 24, the $1,500 horse, Robert Campbell, who has won just a ton of mixed games events and Omaha tournaments, comes up one spot short in this one of capturing that elusive World Series of Poker bracelet. David Levy finishing third in that one. Let's see, and then it was Ronald Schiffman, Michael Trivett, Sir Watts, Mike Watson, Jonathan Pineda, and Jeffrey Mitsef, and Mike Waddle in your top 9 on that one. Brandon Cantu finishing 13th in that event. Event number 25, the $5,000 No Limit Hold'em 8-handed tournament is now heads up. It is Pierre Milan taking on Jeffrey Tomlinson in that one. Milan has actually now fallen behind. Jeffrey Tomlinson has now taken the lead of Jupiter, Florida, 7.51 million, and Milan down to 4.52. Milan had about a 3-1 chip lead on that one, but has managed to pull it away. And one of the great players in the game that I think just, because he's out of Germany, I think a lot of Americans just somewhat overlook a little bit. Dominic Nitschke, just an amazing poker player in all disciplines. Right now, ends up finishing third. Jonathan Jaffe in fourth. Andreas Bielskis in fifth. Jonathan Little finishes sixth. Anthony Zeno in seventh, and Dan O'Brien finishing eighth. So a pretty good group there in event number 26. Event number 27, $1,000 pot limit Omaha. That one is also closing in on conclusion here. Marco Newman out in front and has a pretty big lead, 2.6 million right now, over Jeroen Choinier out of Luxembourg at 1.225 million. Daniel Zack at 950, Aaron Wallace at 660, Chase Steele at 625, Noah Merritt at 500. And actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to refresh that real quick. Yep, so that is up to date right now. That is event number 26 with 6 players remaining. So another bracelet being given away tonight. And hey, how about we make it a fourth one today? Boy, as unaction-packed as yesterday was, today is something else. And let's get a refresh on this one real quick. The $10,000 7-card stud championship going on right now. And Brian Hastings, man who's got a lot of bets on the line. Man, we thought Ivy and Negreanu threw out those prop bets, but Hastings has some big ones this time around. He is way out in front on this one, as he's just been tearing the field apart. 1,670,000 chips for Hastings, and Dan Kelly trying to chase him down at 395. Scott Clements at 305, and Chris George at 111. So Hastings well in command, and I'm going to tell you what, 7-card stud, not the easiest game to come back against a stack like that. Hastings is really going to have to get coolered a couple of times or make a couple of really big mistakes to let this bracelet get away. But Brian Hastings in pretty good shape to take that bracelet down. Oksana Cummings finished 5th. John Thrower in 6th. Mikhail Semin in 7th. And Max Pescatori made a run at a second bracelet in this World Series, but comes up just a little bit short, finishing in 8th place. And then we have the Monster Stack. That's right, kids. The $1,500 No Limit Hold'em tournament. Everybody started off with 15,000 chips. John Hennigan here, by the way. Good to see you, buddy. Monster Stack tournament, and the final numbers are in, and yeah, they're down. They're down a lot. 6,981 entries in that tournament. But I'm sure they kind of made it up with the Colossus, so I don't think they're sweating it too much. 4,700 players left in this tournament. Obviously, a long way to go. Gilbert Drolet out of Saint-Nicolas, Quebec, Canada, has a nice stack right now, 135,000. We got Praesong. Oh, my goodness. I'm not even going to... Let's see. Sagayam Vangsi. I'm going with it. That sounded pretty good. At Pearl City, Hawaii, 72.5. Chris Moorman up there at 72. Conrad Monica at 65. Erkut Yilmaz at 60 for today's Day 1B play. Of course, Day 1A wrapped up yesterday with Chi Trong leading the way. 193,400 chips. Kevin Kung out of Newport Beach, California, 193,100. Vitor Drivileski out of Brazil, 187. Kirill Radzivanov out of Belarus, finishing 4th yesterday, 185. Joseph Chung, 184.4. Mike Lutz, 180. Patrick Cruz, 171.9. Thomas Butzhammer, 169.6. Yana Christopher at 167.4. Christopher Budlak rounds out yesterday's top 10 at 163. So 193 for the number to beat in the clubhouse yesterday. And right now, only one person sniffing that at the moment in event number 28. Event number 29 also underway today. The $10,000 no-limit deuce-to-7 draw low ball championship. Mike Waddle out in front of a whopping 48 entries. Boy, ugh. Boy, that's a pretty popular event amongst the pros too. So I'm kind of surprised that number is so low. Very surprised. But 48 players. Waddle out in front, 55,000. Jason Mercier, 52. Adam Owen, 49.1. Jeff Lissandro, 46,025. Bernard Lee, 42.8. Rep Porter, off to a good start. Our man from thepokeracademy.com, 39.2. Sean Deeb at 39. Billy Baxter, 38.4. And Eric Seidel at 36. So obviously a long way to go in that tournament, but an exciting one there with the 10K no limit deuce-to-7 draw low ball championship. So that is where we stand right now at the World Series of Poker with, looks like a 4, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 bracelets possibly being given out today after a slow one yesterday. So good luck to everybody still playing tonight. Very exciting evening here at the WSOP. Wow. All right, and I want to make sure that we'll see if we can grab anybody here. I think the players from the Monster Stack are going to be heading on a break here, or the Monster Stack. I mean, headed for a break soon. So I want to make sure that we get a chance to, that's right, thank our sponsors of the show, because that's what we do, because they pay the bills. So how about we say hi to those guys real quick? Let's pop this up here for you. 1 second. And, of course, we are the Mark Hoke Show. Nearing 700 shows. We're getting close, kids. This is number 668. As we've been doing this for almost 4 years now. Of course, the anniversary of the show coming up on July 5th. So, of course, that kicks off the main event. Pretty cool. We appreciate all your support. ThePokerAcademy.com, Rep Porter and the guys putting together some terrific videos and really setting up a full complement of what you need to do to get through and improve your no-limit game, tournament game. Terrific stuff. Make sure you guys go check it out and go to thepokeracademy.com/Mark, and you're going to get their 166-page course guide for free. ABC Chinese Poker. Hey, speaking of drugs today, hey, that's the crack of on your phone. There's no question about it. Great game. Just download ABC Chinese Poker to your iPad or iPhone today. And if you want to get more information, go to abcchinesepoker.com. Our good friends at BlueRail.net, Bob and the team, our website provider, do a great job for us. And you can have him on your team too. Go to BlueRail.net and you can get into e-commerce, business, personal, whatever you need. Bob's going to have you covered. Make sure you go to BlueRail.net. We build websites. How far do you want to go? The PPC Poker Tour, of course, a couple of big stops coming up in July, at Tampa Bay Downs and at Naples Fort Myers. So make sure you guys go to ppcpokertour.com. Check out all the stops, including the Aruba Championships. Baby, yeah, you got to go to Aruba. It's fun. I'm going to Aruba. Somebody else might not be, but I'm going to Aruba. Check it out at ppcpokertour.com. Pokershop.com. Hey, we have some great stuff here, and we kind of got our giveaway put on hold here, but we've got some terrific stuff we're going to be giving away here throughout the rest of the World Series. And if you need anything for your poker room, tables, chips, cards, whatever, check it out. Go to pokershop.com, 10% off with the code HOKE. Nevada Poker League, hey, play poker for free. That's right. If you end up spending all your drug money and losing out, hey, just go to Nevada Poker League, man. 20 locations just for you. Oh, my God. Check it out at nevadapokerleague.com today and come play poker for cash and prizes with all the great people at the MPL. Share my pair. Some people are really into sharing their pairs again. I don't know what to tell you on that, but make sure you download the app. You don't have to tell the story a million times. Tell it once. Make a great little animated video of your favorite hand. Play it, post it, share it with Share My Pair. Real easy. Download that to your phone today. The Grindettes, including Jamie Kerstetter, who I almost got we had a love-hate on Twitter today. But, of course, they were 4 terrific women. Katie Stone, Katie Dozier, Jen Schade, and Jamie. Check them out at grindettes.com. You can follow all their exploits. And, of course, check it out Twitter at Grindettes and Facebook, The Grindettes. Poker Night in America. Hey, we got a great show there. Boy, I'll tell you what, a lot of players dying to get on that one. Make sure you go to Poker Night in America on CBS Sports Network. 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And, of course, you can go to hit them up on their website at pokernight.com. A lot of fun. Give it a look. You'll love it. Guaranteed. And, of course, you can catch our show Wednesdays on KSHP 1400 in Las Vegas and around the world on KSHP.com. Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show. And, of course, all these live shows that we do on markhokeshow.com. Yeah, there you go. See, those are sponsors. That's how the game works, kids. Bang. Let's see. I did see in the chat room one person, Casino Examiner, said there is also gambling happening at the Rio along with the weed smoking. Yeah. There is unsanctioned gambling, too. But you know what? Everybody's not stupid enough to do it in the hallways. Use your brains, everybody. Use your brains. That's pretty funny, though. Yeah, so Casino Examiner throwing one out there. Boy, what an action-packed show this has been today. And I'm going to tell you, I think we're going to be hearing a lot of discussion about this. We've, like I said, we've hit this topic, hit some of these topics on the show before. But somehow I have a feeling now that we had like a pretty interesting public Twitter discussion about it, I think we're going to have some people stopping by and, relaying some information. And once again, you have a nice, smart, rational discussion about something, you get somewhere. That's how it works. When you act stupid, nope, not so good. Oh, my goodness. Now, let's see. I want to go to, I know we did have a bracelet that was heads up. I want to make sure we hit a couple of those tight races tonight before we get out of here. Jeffrey Tomlinson, $8,250,000, leading Pierre Milan still he's at 3.8. So Jeffrey Tomlinson went from looking like he was going to be on the wrong side of history on this one, is now in position to maybe win that World Series of Poker bracelet. Keep that one in the U.S. Marco Newman out of Germany, of course, still leading the $1,000 pot limit Omaha event. Ben Hamnet's here. How you doing, Ben? You want to come in and say hi? I have to go to the bathroom. Maybe after I come back. Okay, come back. Just watch out in there. What? Oh, you don't want to know. You'll find out, though. Yeah, former WPT champion Ben Hamnet's going to stop by real quick. Marco Newman, 2.9, leading the way. He's got doesn't quite have the table covered, but he's got about 40% of the chips with 6 players left in that one. 7-card stud is now down to 3 as Brian Hastings is at 1.6. Scott Clements and Dan Kelly. Wow, what a final 3 in that 7-card stud tournament. And we'll see if Hastings is going to cash in. And trust me, if he wins this bracelet, he is really going to cash in. So we'll see if Brian Hastings can come up with a World Series of Poker bracelet tonight. All right, and looks like players starting to maybe trickle out of here. Yeah, looks like we're getting close to at least the end of a level here on the Monster Stack tournament. Maybe we'll... Yep, and I see some other players moving out here as well. So I think we're going to be at our break here very shortly. So, yeah, I think we're going to stick around. We'll get Ben Hammond on the show, too. That'll be fun. We haven't talked to Ben for a while since he won that WPT championship at the Borgata. So we'll say hi to Ben and when he makes his way out. That'll be fun. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else interesting on Twitter. No, it looks like everything kind of toned down out there. But, hey, I want to thank, I tell you what, we got a lot of great new followers. And, I certainly appreciate all of them. I have to follow a lot of people on Twitter because that's what I do. But we're finally over that hump where we're getting more people following the show than I'm following. So that's good. I want to thank Earl Butts at my_name ain't Earl. Following the show, Matthew Friendly. Okay, there we go. Got Matt on there. JP at I Flopped It. Following the show now. Thank you so much. Do appreciate that. Amir G, I Live Poker on the big board following the show now. Damian Dazenberg at Find the Value. Well, this guy's interesting. Interesting profile there. At OSU Fan 33. I wish it was PSU, but, we'll take them all over the place. And WSOP Stats following us as well, along with Wrestling Access. Now a follower of the Mark Hoke Show. So thank you to everybody for following the show. And if you aren't following the show, hop in there. And we would certainly appreciate give us a follow at Mark Hoke Show. All right, so we're kind of hanging on here. I think the player's pretty close. Justin, there's crazy stuff going on here. I don't know. See, the guys act stupid when we have women in the booth. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty interesting. And Ben Hamnet has now emerged from the bathroom. Here, let's let Ben in here. Oh, don't worry about them. They're not important. No, I'm kidding. No, we got Amber, who's doing all the great work for the PokerAcademy.com, and my wife, Kristen, who's trying to embarrass me on here, but that's all right. It's all good. Ben.
Is this on?
Yeah, it is on. Ben, good to see you, my friend.
Hello,
How
Mark.
are you?
Good to see you.
It's been a while.
Yeah, how have you been?
Very well.
This show's taking off?
We're doing okay.
I always see you got a lot of famous people here sitting down talking with you.
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems pretty cool.
Yeah,
Just hang on here and make the news.
Well, you're the man yourself. I'll tell you what. I mean,
been a while.
I still remember that big win over at the Borgata. See, you even think about it, you're still smiling.
Yeah.
What a night that was, huh?
That was a big night for me. It was a good time. This experience, I don't know. This is the biggest day of my life.
Yeah, it was terrific to watch you win that. You did a great job that night. And so tell us about your career since then. I mean, I've seen you've had some deep runs, a lot of good things happening. What's happened with you, bro?
It hasn't. I took a lot of shots at bigger games and played some home games. Traveled around a lot. Haven't had a lot of success since then. I've had some setbacks here and there. But yeah, I mean, I just haven't been moving forward very much. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. But that's it. I mean,
well, it's very interesting when you mention that, because a lot of guys, when they have that big score, it's hard to, you kind of get in a position now where it's like, okay, now I just got a lot of money dropped in my pocket. I'm a WPT champion, or I'm a World Series of Poker bracelet champion, and things change. What would you tell some people, when they get that big win, how to handle it after it's over?
I don't know, because, I mean, I would say, you should just move up in stakes slowly and just, not to lose your hunger and lose your drive. I think I kind of growing up from a modest background, I was like really hungry, and so that gave me the drive. And then I've always kind of felt like, hey, what's up? There's a very spiritual man walking by. That's I don't know why I can't remember his last name right now.
But he's spiritual.
Spiritual Dan, we'll call him.
Spiritual Dan. All right, I'm down with that.
Everybody will know. Anybody who knows him will know who I'm talking about.
Fair enough.
But yeah. So I guess I just haven't been as hungry. I haven't been as focused, and that's a lot of it. I guess I've been distracted by a lot of other things.
And that's hard too. I mean, so much comes at you after all that happens.
I do remember before that I used to be such a grinder, and I studied a lot, and always, I don't know if I ever played my A game, but I treated poker very businesslike, and I remember seeing other people, all the other people who had won a lot of tournaments, and then were all broke, and I just saw, like, when that happened to me, I was like, oh my God, that's never, when I won a tournament, even before that, I just knew that would never happen to me, and I haven't had that same thing, but I've been sloppy. I think a lot of people get sloppy when they're that spiritual Dan telling me.
Kind of like a voice from the Netherverse there, yeah.
That's the voice I hear all the time in my head. Whatever I'm saying, usually it's saying that's not true, but it's not true. No, but that's I mean, just. I probably played in some games. I'm not sure if they were on the up and up, and I think that's where I just was a little too careless with some things, and I don't know. But I would just say that it's hard to stay hungry when you have a big success. I think probably most people, when they had a big windfall, you start at the beginning. I didn't believe they sort of. I mean, the whole system, even like this show, but then like the WPT and everything. It's all. I mean, all of gambling in general is like kind of creates this. I think people are like looking for to get something from it, to get some kind of like confirmation that you're just like special or whatever. And maybe we're all special, but like not anymore, and so it's just like you see people at like a blackjack table and they've got 17 and they hit and the dealer goes, what? And everyone looks at you, don't hit, what are you doing? And it's like they got, and they just say watch and they hit, and mostly you're going to lose and bust and look stupid. But sometimes you get a 4 and you go like, I'm psychic, see? And then the people in the casino all go like, yeah, you're psychic. You're so good. How'd you get so good? You're magical. And they have this smug smile like, that's right. And then they just eventually they lose all their money, but they love that feeling that they're like a wizard or something.
Right.
And we call poker players wizards for being good. And it was this whole like thing. And you do feel like when you really put your A game into it for a long time and you put, there's a few people, I don't want to put any names out, but it's a good thing though. There's a lot of people who've just put so much effort in, and they are in some ways kind of like wizards. Like I felt like at my peak I was too. But then it's just, you just have to keep that hunger. And I think a lot of times people realize, I mean, as you're growing up, you just don't care. Like money isn't everything. And you just kind of like, the more you realize that, the harder it is to stay hungry, because you're just like, well, what about other stuff? And then you just, I think that's a lot of it, is I'm just always thinking about other things, and I just don't have that hunger anymore.
Well, I think that's part of it, that, once you get that, you reach the peak, you see everything, and, you get to enjoy some things in life, and you kind of want to enjoy it a little bit more too. It's it just pulls a little piece away from you that help get you there, because you want to experience some other things too, because you've been working so hard to get to where you wanted to go.
And on the other side of it, you start to believe the hype. Just like the people in the casino will say, like, oh, you're magical, you know how to win at craps or whatever. And of course, that's their job. And if you lose, they go, oh, I've never seen this happen before. And it's like in poker, all the hype around it, we all support each other and we all create this thing. And it becomes like you start to believe your own mythology. Everybody is like, oh, you won a poker. Everybody's patting each other on the back and be like, you're a wizard, you're amazing, you're magical. And we're all going around with these like hyped up egos. 2015 is a little different, but like 5 years ago or like even 3 years ago, to talk to people, anybody you talk to, you would think that they invented winning, that they were like, that not that they were like a good player or the best player. They thought that they invented even being good, and it's and we all kind of support each other with this too. We always say, oh yeah. But the truth is, I think people would be better off if we all had the mindset that we're like, we provide a service to the gamblers, where we like provide liquidity so that if they want to come and like gamble and have fun, that's what we should do. We should all focus on them, make sure they have a good time, and just treat it like a business. You know what I mean? Just like we should act like the people in the casino, be like, oh, crazy guy losing money, you're a wizard, great job, you're awesome. Keep losing money. And we should all just, but instead, in order to sell like coaching sites and other things, we all say like, oh, you got to study to buy these sunglasses and read these things, because poker's all about some complicated thing. And it's more like we're like table games dealers, and we're like taking turns, just like who's giving away money, let's be there, taking their money. And I think when all the hype gets to you when you win tournaments, that's why it's so fun to play with tournament players often, is they just, for a long time I didn't believe any of the hype that people were spouting, like, oh, you're the champ, you can walk on water, you're a wizard. And I didn't believe it. I said, I have won money because I played my A game and I studied, and I kept blocking all that out. But then I just started like not being careful with things, and you realize it's never you that's the wizard, it's the process. If you focus, and you play your A game and you do your best all the time, that's how you can win. But it's never you. It's only the process that you can be a part of. And you have to just stay hungry and see things for what they are. You got to never believe your own hype, especially when we're surrounded by it. We encourage it. Like that's what half of us are here for. Half of us don't even need the money or care about it. They just want the hype. So maybe I'm ruining something. I shouldn't probably have said too much.
No, I mean I think it's a great insight on what happens in poker. It's it's not an easy thing to do, and you experience those ups and downs, and you have a lot of people that get around you that will maybe give you some bad advice or just overhype you too much, and and aren't there to pull you back and say, hey, you're kind of going off the beaten path a little bit. So I mean I think it makes perfect sense.
I mean, if you try to be modest when you're successful at poker, people just kind of roll their eyes and they're just like, yeah, right, what's this guy talking about? And it's just like you can't even, it's hard to even like nobody even believes it. Like I saw recently a Poker News interview with Ben Wilanowski, and I haven't heard anybody else talk about it, but I know that he was talking about depression that he's going through and he's struggling with, and I can imagine a lot of people were just like, yeah, right, like you just don't know about stuff or whatever, because it's just like, when you're successful, people just, you can't even say anything to take away from your own hype without people just being like, yeah, right, like you're a wizard, shut up.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. It's just it's a funny world run, but I do love poker. I don't mean to take. I don't want this to come across as like a, screw poker. Like what's the guy? I'm so bad with names. Coleman. Like Coleman talking about like poker's all bullshit. I don't quite subscribe to that. I do think it's beautiful. You get to meet a lot of cool people, and you get to meet a lot of cool people, and it is fun to be a part of all this. It is a puzzle game. There's a great psychological aspects, and I think as a form of entertainment, it's great too. I think poker tournaments are good. I think all of it's. I don't mean anything bad about poker either. I think it's all. But you just got to keep your head on straight and try to. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, when you say something that one thing that I think about is Phil Hellmuth winning a 14th bracelet, and people bust his chops all the time about he's not that good and everything else, but he's had so much success over the years, and just keeps finding ways to win and stay relevant. And I mean, when you take that kind of perspective that you're talking about, does it even make what he's done seem more impressive to you?
Yeah, it does. It does. There's I guess it's just interesting, like you can see like the fact that he's got all that success. People say, how did somebody I like Phil. I don't know him that well, but I do like Phil Hellmuth, and as anybody who's ever met you will tell you, he's really a nice guy. He's really cool's not the word I want to say, but he's something like that. He is cool. He's a cool guy, and he's nice. But everybody sees the television thing too, and it's not fake. That's the real him. He's not putting on an act. He does have these breakdowns because he's not. I don't think he's playing for the money either. Like he's playing for the prestige and to fill something inside of himself. And so I guess it's what I want to say is it's not. People say, how could somebody who seems like they're kind of crazy or whatever? How does they seem like seems like he has a fragile ego? How could someone like that be able to keep staying so relevant and successful for so long? And they're not separate. It's not an accident. It's when you can see in sports a lot of athletes that are similar, and in business, maybe even in politics. But you see a lot of the most successful people are the people that are, again, needy isn't the word I want to say, but it's that they need a lot of. They're trying to get some sort of validation, and they need that success. And so it's almost like when somebody and I don't like when somebody gets, I don't want to be too specific, but it's just when you have that need, that's where drive comes from. I feel like when I was, I came from a modest background, and I remember being like real frustrated by that when I was younger. And so like that's what gave me the drive. I felt like I had to like make it, and there was no way I would fail. And when you see a lot of people say, "Oh, I tried coaching the smartest kids I knew, and they couldn't cut it at poker." Like I don't get it. And then you see lots of people who aren't that smart killing it at poker. And a lot of what separates the two, and then everywhere, is their drive. Is the people who have that hunger and that thirst. They have to win. And that's, I've been wanting to quit poker forever, but part of the thing that scares me is all the things I want to do. When I look up how other people have been successful, they say, I had to make it. They said I couldn't fail at it because this was the only option for me. I was just so driven, and they had this hunger, and that's why they succeeded. And I look and I said, like, maybe I don't have that hunger. Like, I want to I have all these things I talk about when I think a lot of poker players, but especially people like me, will talk every week, every month. I got some new venture idea or some other way of life I'm going to do, and I think I mean it and I feel it, but at the same time, it's like I'm always scared. Like, what if I don't have the drive? What if I don't have the hunger? Because the people that have made it in those things are like the Phil Hellmuths of their category. They have this hunger and this need that they're going to make it no matter what. And they probably, people probably criticize them in similar ways, but that's why they're able to do such great things and be able to be so successful. That's where drive comes from. You have to have that. It has to be painful for you to fail, for you to because otherwise life is just so great anyways. It's just like, if you just stay at home and just eat garbage and watch movies and get high, it's like, that's a great life too. Just playing video games, you get, just find some dumb job. I mean, life is great. That's why people often don't do anything, and that's why you have to be so driven and hungry to get anywhere and do anything, because otherwise life's just great if you don't do anything.
I gotta tell you, Ben, I am very impressed with your perspective. I mean, this is
I don't know what made me go off on all this, but it's just, I guess I feel this stuff. I write about some of this stuff a lot. I don't talk about it a lot, but yeah, I mean, this is the stuff that I've been thinking about for the last few years, even before this. As I just, I think this is a perspective a lot of people have too. They don't think everybody can explain it as well, but I think everybody knows what I'm saying. I think everybody can feel this too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what aspirations do you have right now? What goals do you have set for yourself at this point?
I've been talking about. I'm sort of mapping out my life. I said, when I get older, if I still have some money, I want to try to do business and do venture stuff or whatever. I just, I think a lot of poker players feel this way, that when poker is over, they're going to try to create some value in the world. And I think you can create value in the world with poker by being good to the recreational players and creating the atmosphere that they need. We get to live like rock stars, all these poker players, but that's because we're surrounded basically by gods. It's the people that literally create the world around us. And that's why they have so much money, that they can just come give it to us and, support this lifestyle. And so I'd like to someday be like some old man. I think that's all of our dream, is to become the fish someday, where we just have created so much value with our insight and business or whatever. But before that, I would like to do, I used to believe more in that. And now I don't know if I'm ever going to do it. I'm afraid that I'm just going to be mediocre and not succeed. But I've always wanted to be a writer, and that's my dream. Maybe my other dream is stand-up comedy. So I'm all over the place.
Oh, nice.
I'd done a couple times. I did open mic comedy. I don't think I was great. I wasn't bad. I had just kept writing material that maybe the material was okay. I don't even understand it when I look back at my notes. They're really short. Just says things like Pez. And I just, at the time, I knew what was funny about Pez, and now I can't really remember what. I think I had some idea. I can't even get into it. But I guess, I'd love to. I would love to get into it. I think comedy is really important. It helps people. You can open up people's perspective, and it's cathartic for the world. We all.
It's tough too. People have no idea how hard being a comedian is.
Yeah,
it's brutal. I mean, I've known friends that have been comedians, and they struggle so much, and trying to actually do the craft right, it's hard. So credit to you for trying it.
I just did it as a bucket list thing. I just said I saw that they had it somewhere where I said one day I was like, well, I'll do this someday, and I just at night I would just write down like all the weird things I would be asleep in bed, and I would be like, oh, that's funny, I'm gonna write that down, or I'd try to stop like in the middle of a conversation with friends, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna use this, and then like write it down, and it kind of is a buzzkill in the middle of a fun conversation with your friends, but but then it ends up being good material and everybody, so it makes, I mean that's one of the things that scares me the most is that's the perfect example is I remember hearing so many comics who made it, that was what they said is they had nothing else they could do. They were just kind of like, they joke about being losers, but that's kind of what they felt like. They weren't really cut out for the world. They didn't value material things or conventional ideas about the American dream, and they valued their freedom and they valued the truth and things like that. And so those are things that they value the most, and it doesn't really lead to a conventionally successful life. And so they were like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to flip burgers. I'm not going to work for a corporation. So they're like, I had to, and I don't remember exactly who, but various comics have talked about they had this hunger and drive and they had to make it. And I look at myself and I'm like, why don't I still have, I just don't have that need. I don't feel a need for the validation, or I don't have the hunger. But in some ways I do, in some ways I feel like all the stuff I've talked about, I feel like I want to get it out there and I want to be a writer or a blogger. So maybe someday I will do this. This might be this summer. I did sort of say maybe this will be my last summer. Maybe I'll do this. And then I started looking at the schedule and I was like, well, I have to go to Florida and I have to go to Arizona and I have to go to Chicago, and I got to go to, and I was just like, well, I guess I'm never going to quit. But, everybody always tells me you can do both, and that maybe I will. I make a lot of writing notes. Myself is just full of notes about this stuff, but nothing is getting done. It's just ideas that I don't want to lose.
Well, Ben, I got to tell you, I mean, I know that, whatever you do, I mean, you're a smart guy. I know you have a lot of drive inside you, and you'll find your
I hope
place
so.
sometime soon.
Cool.
But you're gonna make it. I know you will. I mean, seriously.
Well, whatever I do, I'll be happy. I already know that. I'm not. I never. Whenever you have like these, and I think this is what stresses people, annoys people when they have to hear somebody like Wilanowski complain about depression, and they're just like, "What do you? All your options are great. No matter what happens, your life's great." And it's true. I don't feel like I'm choosing between like, dark outcomes. Whatever. If I end up, and you know what, with my mindset, if I end up being a janitor, it's like whatever. I'll be happy. I'll play video games, watch HBO, and get high in my basement. And who cares? Whatever happens, I will be happy. So it's not worried about that. But I do feel like I feel like I'm in a midlife crisis now, where like I have to get on something and put in my 10,000 hours, or I'm never going to get anywhere. So. But I do appreciate you saying that. I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be happy with whatever I do, too.
You're going to be just fine, Ben. And, well, I'll tell you what, though. I hope, maybe the conversation will spur you on a little bit to bring home a World Series bracelet.
Oh, I really hope. That'd be great. That would make a lot of my decisions easier.
Yes, it would. That's for sure. How much of a schedule are you playing right now?
I'm trying to play most of the No Limit events. I'm not really that good with any of the mixed games. I play them some occasionally, but I'm mostly just playing like a No Limit event every day. I cashed in, I think just one so far. Got pretty deep, but that's it. I'm just going to be playing those every day. They have good No Limit games and good PLO games here at the Rio. So I'll try to hope people are as tilted as me when they get out of tournaments and come dust it off. I'm there to receive it. If anybody wants to come give it away, come find me.
Well, that's how you do it. So, well, Ben, I wish you all the best. And, hey, if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to stay in touch, man. I want to see you succeed, and if there's anything I can do, let me know.
Thanks so much, Mark. I want to see you succeed, too. You got a great show.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks for listening, everybody. I'll talk to you guys later.
There you go. Some great stuff there from Ben Hamnet, former winner at the World Poker Tour at the Borgata. Fantastic perspective on, boy, this is going to be one deep show. Man, can you believe this? But I remember I was there. I got to interview Ben after he won his World Poker Tour championship, and a great guy, was very gracious, and good to And it's one of those things that I think that we've been seeing a lot in the poker world since everything kind of slowed down on Black Friday. That a lot of guys that are were young and hit it big are trying to find their way and find a new life. And but I'm going to tell you that's a kid that's going to make it. He's a good guy and certainly deserves your support. Wow, what a show! From pot smoking to sponsorships to Chad Holloway and Ben Hamnet. I got to tell you, this is going to be one I think a lot of people are going to enjoy watching. Hey, but we are going to be back tomorrow here at the Rio at 2 p.m. We'll be back in our normal time slot, and we'll see what's going on. Maybe we'll get another sneak a double show in there if we have some time. But definitely we'll be back at 2 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow here live from the Rio. Well, thank everybody that tuned in. Thank everybody for busting my chops. I appreciated that too. Guys, I got to tell you, no matter what side of the issue you're on, that's part of getting places and learning, as we all try to do from each other, is having good conversations and being honest. So, certainly always love to hear your opinions. It makes me feel like I'm doing something and accomplishing something here with the show. So thank you so much for even if you said some nasty things about me, I do appreciate it. All right, so guys, that is going to do it. And hey, before Amber runs away, Amber, I got to get you on camera here real quick. What? You don't look bad. Stop it. All right. Amber's hiding back here. She's been down here at the booth all day long. She was here longer than me, taking care of the PokerAcademy.com stuff. She did a great job. And, so I think we're all good. Guys, I hope you enjoy this show. I'm going to look really excited to get it posted. Thank you so much for being a part of the Mark Hoke Show. No matter love me, hate me, it's all good. Thank you, guys. We will see you again tomorrow here at the Rio, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Have a great night, and best of luck to everybody at the tables. Have a good evening.